feeling good. You know, it's we did a really good off season. We went to football camp with Dufur Rangers and St. Paul up in Dufur, which are two really phenomenal programs in the 8-man 1A league. And then we went passing league. We've had a great spring with weights and conditioning, so we're feeling good.
What part of your game do you feel like you most improved during the off season?
Speed.
I feel like the offensive line has done really good. We went to a camp up in Dufur, and yeah.
Strength training, and I know my speed got a lot better too.
Probably around middle linebacker and my speed.
Probably just my weightlifting. I feel like I've become a lot stronger.
You spent a season as a ref when you
I did, yeah.
were taking a break from coaching. How did that affect your perspective as a coach?
Well, it did a lot actually. I found how much I didn't know, and it was just great. I thought they were very short on refs last year, and Eddie Lewis asked if I'd come out and help, and I did. I ended up reffing 21 football games from 1A all the way to 4A, and it was really great. And I think I understand the game a whole lot better.
At this point, what looks like the team's biggest strength?
I think our offensive line. I think we have an opportunity to be really good up front. I think we have some skill positions that are really good. We're just not as deep as we are in the offensive line.
Now, with two schools merging a few years ago that both had pretty successful football programs,
yes,
a lot of people probably would have expected this program to be a pretty regular contender. So why hasn't that been the case, and what needs to change?
Well, I think the merger between Triad and Hosanna, and I had the opportunity to be a part of both programs in a big way when it came to sports. I think there was just dynamics. I think when you deal with different dynamics and how schools are ran academically as well as in a way politically, it took a while for that merger to set in, and then we got hit with COVID, and I think that kind of put everybody back. But for us, both schools were a little thin going into the merger, sports-wise. So I think that the current coaching staff, or not current, but the coaching staff as of last year and the year before, they did a really good job just kind of patching things together. And getting us to a point where I think we can be competitive again. But you would have thought, yes, with the success of both those programs, that we would have definitely been a powerhouse.
Now, in both of your previous head coaching jobs, you took the team from sub 500 to playoffs pretty quickly. So how does the state of the program here at Crosspoint, as you're coming back in, compare to when you started the program at Triad and then when you took over at Hosanna?
Well, at Triad, we didn't have any football players that currently played. I think we had one kid that played Pop Warner, and that was really from scratch. And I didn't know the 8-man game at all, really. I was an 11-man coach. And I think that year, our first year, we went 3-7. And we just really, because it was new, it created so much momentum that we literally had lots of bodies out, and then the programs with Henley and Mazama and KU and those programs, they weren't as strong as they are right now. So we had an influx of some kids there, and we were able to turn that around pretty quick. And I think our last 3 years we were, you're right, competing for state titles and in the semis, and won a lot of league titles. I took 2 years off and went through some personal reasons, and came here, and they were just so senior heavy here that everybody had graduated, and we ended up with low number of kids, and kind of a program that the school didn't know much about, right? And so I think we went 2-7 that year. And then from that point on, I think we went into the state league titles and state contending. This is a little bit different because it had some very good coaching. It just was a little bit short on talent and players. And so I'm looking to hopefully, obviously, be better than 3 wins or 2 wins. And that's really what we're about, is we're just trying to get back to that type of a program and that type of culture.
All in all, what will it take for you to be able to look back in November and say, we had a great season?
You know, I let the kids define what kind of team they wanted to be at camp. And their biggest thing that they came up with was they wanted to not be the almost team or the maybe team. So if we kind of do that and we kind of develop the culture the way I think we can, I think the wins will follow, right? And I think I'll look back after this year and know we have a really strong middle school program going on right now with a lot of kids. And I found out today that we have, I think, 60, almost 50 kids between the 8th grade and the 7th grade. I think that when they buy into what we're about, they'll be really proud, and it'll happen quick.
Which of your players do you think are poised to have a breakout season?
Oh boy, I think we've got a couple. I think we got a kid, Chase, that just is athletic as you can get. Very, 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 very fast, football fast. We've got a kid that's put in a lot of work in the offseason. Matter of fact, all the kids have. They've bought into all of the weight training program and camp and passing league. Garret Little, I believe, is have a breakout year. He had some illness issues last year. He's put the time in the weight room. He's going to be really good. Vinny, we got a big lineman in Brock Throne. He's 6'4". I don't know, maybe he's 245, 250, but he's athletic now, where he was just a kind of a big kid last year. Kody Sparks, our quarterback, was thrown in, never played quarterback last year at all. You watch him on tape, and he can definitely play the position, and we just hope to give him some structure and a little bit more experience. We think he'll have it. So I'd say those kids.